Okay. Hello, good morning, how are you? This is Kay. Good to see you here. I hope you had a great weekend. Today is Monday on the 25th May, and I'm here to do the weekly forecast. So, today I cover two Forex pairs in gold and US index. I cover NASDAQ, and I cover also the BTCUSD. And before I start the topics, I want to remind everyone that I never do Telegram, I never do TikTok. If I do, then I will let you know in the YouTube. But for now, I'm not doing these social medias. The only social medias I'm doing is X, Twitter, and Facebook, and Instagram. And these are my accounts. So these days, lots of fake accounts these days, especially as the rise of AI. There are lots of fake accounts these days on social medias. So please be careful. I never send messages directly through these apps. So the only way you can communicate with me is by email. So if you see some suspicious accounts or anything, please let me know by email, then I can verify it. And second announcement is that the Global Training School 3-month mentorship is starting in July 2026, and we have 3 seats available. This is a five-member group. So if you're interested to master Ichimoku, then please let me know by email. So let me switch screen to TradingView and start the analysis. So here is the Euro USD. And I do this weekly analysis on Mondays. Well, technically speaking, I used to do this on Sundays. But Sundays, the markets are closed. And on Monday, we have new weekly candlestick, new daily candlestick, and the lower time frames candlesticks. So when new candlestick appears on Monday, when the Asian session opens, then Ichimoku situation can be different from last week or from from Sunday's candlestick. That's why I used to do this weekly analysis on Mondays for the members and Sundays for YouTube public. But today, I'm doing this on Mondays so that it becomes more realistic approach. So today, I cover first Euro USD and Pound JPY. Then I cover gold and US 100 and then BTC USD. So here is the Euro USD weekly time frame. And first of all, what do you think? Do you think this is bullish or bearish or range? Just take a moment, like 1 minute, and see how you feel. Because I can talk and talk, but it's the best if you think about the situation, do your analysis first, and then you hear my comment. So what do you think? When you see this market like this on weekly time frame, do you think it's bullish or bearish or range is the question. Ichimoku means at a glance. So you better be able to identify the market situation at a glance whenever you see this. Okay. So yeah, weekly time frame just started today, and yeah. So what do you think? Euro USD. So Ichimoku has 5 lines. We have Senko span A, Senko span B, and Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen, and the Chikou span. So Kumo is composed of Senko span A and Senko span B. And when it's bullish Kumo, Senko span B represents, Senko span B is actually lower part of the Kumo. And when it's bullish Kumo again, Senko span A is upper part of the Kumo. And the green line in my color setting is the Kijun Sen, and the blue is the Tenkan Sen. This is Tenkan Sen, and the yellow is the Chikou span, like this. So Senko span B and A represents the long-term market momentum. Kijun Sen means the mid-term market momentum, and Tenkan Sen means the short-term market momentum. Chikou span is also mid-term market momentum. So Tenkan Sen is the average or the middle price of 9 candlesticks in the past. Kijun Sen and Chikou span are 26 candlesticks. And Senko span B is the 52 candlesticks middle price. So now I start to see some comments. Yes, range, sideways, range, range. Yes, this is range. Yeah, exactly right. So yes, you can see first that the Kumo is very tiny and small. So this means this is range in the long term. Kumo represents the long term. So this is range, and the Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen are flat. So that means there's no trend. And the price is locating between Kumo and the Kijun Sen at the moment. So this also represents this is ranging, and plus Chikou span is touching the candlestick. So this is also range. So when it's range like this, the market just moves up and down until we see the break of the equilibrium from Ichimoku viewpoint. So its range overall, I'm talking about the weekly perspective, its range. So based on the weekly time frame, we have no trend, we have no direction. Okay, like for example, before, when the market was up like this, let's say, let me just replay. And let's say when you are here, then I would say it's bullish. You can see that the price is above Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen and Kumo, and Chikou span above the candles, and Senko span AB, and Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen, everything is pointing up. So this is a typical bullish situation. And so now it became completely range for the last almost 1 year. This is the end of May, and the market became range on the 7th of July, on the week of the 7th of July last year. So Euro USD has been range for the last 1 year, and I think it continues from now. However, it doesn't mean that you cannot trade. There's always a way to trade by Ichimoku when it's range. One is that you look for the bounces. Here, when you look at the Kumo, Senko span A and Senko span B, this area is called Kumo, and yeah, the price is now above the Kumo, above the Senko span A. So that means in the long term, it's still bullish. So if you want to trade in the long term, I mean 52 weeks range, then you better buy the market. And for the next 52 weeks, most likely the market will be up bullish. But within the next 26 and 9 weeks, we never know which way it goes. So if you are the long-term participant, then buy is the right direction. In fact, the Kumo here is kind of thick over here. It's thick, and when the Kumo is thick like this, most likely the market bounces will be supported by here and goes up. And Kijun Sen is flat at the moment. So if you buy now, then Kijun Sen becomes the target. And weekly Kijun Sen is, let me check the price level. Weekly Kijun Sen is 1.1747. So if you buy, then that's going to be the target. But since this is range, the market momentum is very weak. It may go up, down, and it may become like a doji, very small, tiny candlestick like this. And I don't think we're going to see any trends for the next few weeks or few months. So I say the target is the Kijun Sen weekly, 1.1747, but we never know how long it takes. It may take few weeks or few months or even few years. So in the long term, it's bullish. So if you are planning to hold this in the long term, buy is the right direction. In the short term, mid term, since this is range, we better not to trade on this one. We better trade the better markets, not this one. So Ichimoku gives you the perspective of not only the trend direction, but also which one to select to trade. And this is weekly time frame. So if we switch down to the daily or 4-hour time frames, then you see different situations. Let's say weekly is ranging, but when you see daily or 4-hour trends, then of course you can follow these time frames. Even 1-hour time frame, when you see trends in 1 hour, you can follow that time frame. It's a multiple time frame analysis. So depends on your style, depends on your preference. You change the time frames and you look for the best market and best time frame to trade, like this way. So that was the first analysis I want to do on Euro USD. And next one is the Pound JPY. So today I'm here to analyze Euro USD, Pound JPY, and gold, and US 100, and BTC USD. Okay, so now let's go to the next one, Pound JPY. But basically what I'm saying is universal. You can apply my analysis on any markets, any time frames. That's how I design this YouTube. Especially Ichimoku 5 lines analysis can be done on any markets, any time frames. I mean, the lowest can be 1 hour, but you can apply this on any assets. So after you hear my analysis, then you look at your charts and be able to analyze and trade on your own is my intention of this YouTube. So next one is the Pound JPY. So the situation is completely different from Euro USD. So when you open the market, this is weekly, but whether it's daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, or even monthly time frame, when you see this, what would you say? Do you think this is bullish or bearish or range? What do you think? Just think for like 1 minute and listen to my analysis. Pound JPY, weekly time frame. So far, it's bullish. This weekly candlestick is going up now. It's bullish white candlestick. Yep, thank you so much for joining, everyone. Good to see you. I hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, today, the Dubai is really sunny day, and I see some beautiful view here on the ocean, the clear sky, clear air. So it's a good day today. Oh, by the way, I'm going to Thailand from this weekend, 1 week. I'm so excited. Last time I visited Thailand was long time ago, more than 20 years ago. I visited Phuket that time, spent some nice beach resort. But this time I'm going to Bangkok, the first time I visit. So I'm so excited to go there. I'm gonna enjoy the food and nature and yeah, lots of other things, culture too. I'm gonna visit some temples and hopefully I can visit some temples and meditate in Bangkok. So I'm so excited. Yep. Okay, so okay, seems like the chat is lagging at the moment. I don't see any updates, but let me just mention the the answer. The pound JPY is bullish now. It's bullish. Simply because the Kumo has been sloping up this way, and Kijun Sen angle is up, and the Tenkan Sen is below the price, and the Chikou span has been above the candlesticks. So pound JPY weekly is bullish at the moment. So in this situation, you never sell. You never sell the market. You always buy. You look for buying opportunities always in this case. Yes. Oh, thanks for the comment. Yes. I'm going to enjoy the visit in Bangkok. Yes. It's going to be great. So yeah, it's bullish, right? So whenever you see bullish signals or buying triggers this week, you look for buying opportunities. But let's say during the week, this week, it might become a range. It might become down in the lower time frames. Like let's say when you check 1 hour time frame, it becomes down. Then you never trade. You either wait for the pushback, you wait for like the Tenkan Sen bounce, like I explained on one of the videos, or you take the Chikou span breakout bullish and buy. And most likely, not only that the win rate becomes higher, the risk-reward ratio can be greater than you trade in a ranging market. So this is a trend follow mindset. Ichimoku gives you clear direction, exactly which way it's going. So when the situations like this, then you look for buy opportunities. Sometimes when you look at the market without Ichimoku, for example, let me hide Ichimoku. If there is no Ichimoku, then you may think, oh, the market start to be range, or it may become, downtrend from here. You see some resistance over here, 216.6 level. Looks like this is strong. So it's ranging now, but maybe after the breakout of here, for example, then the market may turn bearish. You may have thought that way. Yeah, I was the one who was thinking like this way before I studied Ichimoku. I was having moving averages originally. So if moving averages are pointing up, that means bullish. But if moving averages are sideways or when they indicate the dead cross, then that turns bearish. So I was using that kind of strategy. So at this moment, moving average can be sideways. It may be flat. But it's still, and if you only look at the price action or the candlesticks, you may think it's range. If you use RSI, maybe it indicates overbought section, or MACD or stochastic, whatever oscillators using. Then you may see that the indicator says it's overbought, so you may want to sell here. So I used to use these kind of indicators and trade, but you may have experienced that it says overbought and the market just breaks the resistance and keeps going like this way. Especially when the market was strong like here, then oscillator tends to indicate the overbought signal. So yeah, you may be thinking the market reaches here and retrace, or you may reach here and retrace. So that's how oscillator indicates. But Ichimoku is different. Ichimoku shows a clear direction and whether it's overbought or oversold. From Ichimoku viewpoint, this market is not overbought on the weekly time frame, so it's still safe to enter buy. And it can break 216.6 and continues up. So this week, Pound JPY will be one of the best pairs for me to trade. If you are still not sure exactly how to view the charts by Ichimoku, then you can look back my previous videos. I have lots of videos in the archive you can check and try to view the market correctly through Ichimoku. So yeah, Pound JPY is bullish on the weekly time frame. Okay, great. So now let's go to the gold. XAU USD. Okay, here's gold. And so what do you think about the gold? Is it trending up or range or down? Just take a moment, like 1 minute, and just think about your thoughts. Then I will share my analysis. So gold has been up ever since, from Ichimoku viewpoint, the gold has been up since here, the week of the, hold on, let me just be more specific. As Ichimoku viewpoint, gold started to be bullish here. Yeah, this one on the 27th November. On the 27th November was a sign that the market went up. This was back in 2023. And the market went up all the way, and from Ichimoku viewpoint, it stopped bullish trend. Hold on. It stops bullish trend exactly on the week of here, 16th of March. The market broke Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen. So this is the end of the bullish trend, and then the bullish trend finished confirmed by the dead cross of Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, which happened on the week of the 4th of May, 2026. So yeah, that was the end of the bullish trend. And now it's kind of sideways. So yeah, what do you think? Do you think it is bullish or bearish or range? Have you thought about your answer now? Okay. All right. So now let me tell the answer. This is range. It's range because the price is below Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. The price is basically between Kijun-sen and the Kumo. And Kumo is sideways. This Kumo has been sideways, so this is range. So there's no direction on the weekly time frame perspective. When you look at the daily time frame, it's bearish. Let me just quickly take a look at the daily time frame on this one. You see daily shows bearish as the Kumo is down. Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen are both down, and the Chikou span below the candlesticks. So sell is the right direction to trade on gold. Now, when you look at the market like this, you may think it's going to be bullish because there's a strong support level here, 4,500. There's a strong support. So in last week, it kind of bounced on this level, and you may think it goes up. We have the market has been respecting this level a few times before, so it may go up, it may be true, but even if it goes up, it's just temporary. The market may be resisted by the descending trend line or the Kumo, and it goes down eventually. So to me, this is bearish market. So sell is the right direction to trade. if you want to buy gold, then you better wait for either the Chikou span breakout bullish or the breakout of the Kumo. Regarding the breakout of the Kumo, the market tends to penetrate, tends to break the thin part of the Kumo, not the thick part of the Kumo. So in this case, I think the market continues sideways until around the end of June. Because the end of June and start of the July this year, there is a thin Kumo over here. So if the market goes sideways, or even if the market breaks the support and goes down, if it goes up again and breaks the trend line and go towards the thin part of the Kumo, then that means it may break bullish. There's a higher probability that it breaks bullish and goes up after this. In fact, when you look at the market here, the Kumo was thicker over here. So it didn't go through. It was resisted by the Kumo and it went down. But here, the Kumo was thin part. When you look at the details of the Kumo here, there is almost like a twist of the Kumo. And these days are called henkabi in Japanese, the changing date. So let me see. You see, the Kumo is becoming very thin over here. The Kumo twisted bearish actually, and then bullish on the next day. So Kumo becomes very thin part. It almost twisted. So at this state, for example, the market was bullish. It was bullish. So in this case, I look for buying opportunities. But if the market start to go down this way and going towards this thin part of the Kumo, then most likely it penetrates and goes down. That's a tendency of Ichimoku for the Kumo viewpoint. So as we monitor the market from this date, the market goes sideways, still bullish to me. Yeah, the market goes up. And now the market is becoming range because Chikou span touching. And so in this case, there's no trend. So there's a Chikou span breakout. So it may go up still to this way. But I'm monitoring closely the market and how it comes to this thin part of the Kumo. Hold on, where's the drawing? Okay, here. Okay, let me just get this tool and lower like this way. So yeah, I monitor the market exactly until 19th of March. Because 19th of March can be the henkabi. If the market gets range, then start to go down, then most likely it breaks and bearish. And as we monitor the market gradually goes down, you see. So it's going towards the thin part of the Kumo. And when I see this, this is bearish signal. This is downtrend signal. So this is time to sell market. And if it breaks Kumo, you get bonus. If it doesn't, then you just take profit with a small profit. In this case, the market penetrated the thin part of the Kumo and continued down this way. So this is tendency of the Ichimoku. Kumo, thin part of the Kumo is easier to penetrate than the thicker part of the Kumo. Of course, this is not 100%, just a tendency part, but it's good to know. So this date, for example, the market went up, but it didn't reach Kumo. It didn't reach Kumo, and then the market went down. But if the market reached the Kumo and touched Senkou Span A or B, then it would have broken bullish, and the market may be up after that. So in this logic, again, the thin part of the Kumo started on the 22nd of June this year. So in my view, so far it's downtrend, and it's likely that the market breaks the support of 4,500. So I think it's going to go down this way. And then after that, if it goes up again above 4,500 and breaks a trend line, then that's a good buying point. If it goes up like this way, then most likely it goes through, the market goes through the Kumo and continues up this way. I hope that makes sense. This is only the Kumo viewpoint. Then you add Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Chikou span, then you capture the right entry timings. So again, for gold, in the short term it's bearish. In the long term it's range, since weekly is completely range at the moment. Okay. So now let me go to US 100 index and US 100 NASDAQ. NASDAQ is reaching my target almost 30,000. So it's bullish now. The price is above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Kumo, and Chikou span above the candles. So it's up, it's bullish. Now again, this market is overbought. It's overbought because the Kumo is really thin and tiny. I marked 30,000 because it's the round number, exact number, 30,000. And from Ichimoku target viewpoint, this is also one of the Ichimoku targets. And plus, we have the thin part of the Kumo, like this. So this means it's overbought. Once it reaches 30,000, then it may retrace. And how far the market may retrace is the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen on the weekly time frame. First, it may retrace to 4-hour or daily Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and once it breaks, then it goes down to weekly Tenkan-sen or Kijun-sen. So now that the market reached the target of 30,000, I think from here start to retrace. So we have to be careful on the retracement. The market has been bullish because seems like the war within the Middle East looks like it's going to finish, going to end. And because of that, the stock markets are basically bullish at the moment. We have a Dow Jones bullish as well, and SP 500 is also bullish. So NASDAQ is now a bit overbought. So that part we have to be careful. Okay, and finally, let me cover BTCUSD, cryptos BTCUSD. Okay, I'm not really sure how many people are trading crypto here, because personally, I never trade cryptos. So this is just my view. But crypto weekly is range at the moment. It's bearish. Momentum is bearish, but direction is range. First of all, the direction is range because Kijun-sen is flat, Tenkan-sen is slightly up. Again, Tenkan-sen means the short-term market momentum. And whenever you see Tenkan-sen is up, that means it's bullish in the short term. However, the price is locating below Kijun-sen and below the Kumo, and Chikou span is also below the candlesticks. So from mid-term to long-term perspective, it's bearish. In the short term, it's bullish. So this is where the fight between the short-term buyers and long-term sellers happening. Usually the market becomes very choppy and range. So this is not the good timing to trade. If this is Forex, then I will never enter here. It may go down still from here. So the analysis here is more bearish to me. The reason is because of the Kijun-sen bounce. Previously, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, there was a Kijun-sen bounce over here. And last week was the doji. And this week so far is no direction at the moment. So if the market breaks the low from last week, which is 74,142, then the market turns bearish. the market will go down after this. So direction will be this way. However, if the Chikou span breaks the candlesticks, then it turns out to be bullish. So the market goes up after the Chikou span breakout, right? And then the target is the Kumo. Kumo here is very thick. So once the market goes into Kumo, most likely it takes time to break, or it may be resisted by the Kumo and goes down again. Like previously here, the market went down. It went down into the Kumo, but first it was supported by the Senko span B and became range for almost 2 months. And then finally, the market broke the Kumo bearish. So previous example, when you see the Kumo to be thinner and the market reaches the thin part of the Kumo, then it penetrates quickly and then goes up or down after that. But when you see the market touches the Kumo, then not only that it breaks, takes time, but also there's a higher chance that it's going to be rejected and goes down. So Chikou span, even after the Chikou span breakout happens, I think the market will be resisted by the Kumo. So if you enter the market at the Chikou span breakout, then you keep holding until the market breaks the Kumo. Or you just exit market if the market comes down below Kumo to take the small loss. That's a risk management part. Yeah, I would plan like this way if I were to trade on this market. But for now, we have no trend. So we better just wait for either direction. Since the price is below Kumo, below Kijun Sen, Chikou span below the candles, if this were Forex, then I wait for the breakout of 74, 142, and look for selling opportunities after the breakout of the Tenkan Sen or the last week low. And follow downtrend is my scenario. So yeah, that's the analysis on BTCUSD. So yeah, seems like Forex markets are active now. We have some trends on JPY pairs continuously. So yeah, let's see what kind of trends we have this week. So that was my overall analysis on these markets. Okay, now let me check some comments. All right, again, thank you very much for joining today, everyone. Good to see you. It's Monday, 25th of May, and I'm here to do analysis overall. In this YouTube, I cover 2 pairs every week. Next week, I will select different pairs and analyze. And I also do gold and US 100 and BTCUSD. All right, good to see everyone. Tony Gold, Nano Evolution, good to see you too. And Buzz Up, good to see you. All right, Simfonja, good to see you too. And Vicky, Jeff, Sohail, good to see you too. All right, yeah, Lokar, good to see you too. Thanks for joining. Yeah, thanks so much. So yeah, I will be visiting Bangkok this weekend for 1 week. I'm so excited to try the food, especially. Can't wait. Yes. Oh yeah, thanks so much. Enjoy Bangkok. There are so many delicious foods there. Yes, yes, that's right. I recommend the food hall in the Siam Paragon department store. Okay. Okay, I will check that. Sure, sure. Yeah, I'm super excited to go there. And so yeah, in Dubai, it's there's no rain, right? Only few days it rains per year. So a few years ago, I was really missing rain, and I visited France, Paris. I visited Switzerland, and that was really nice. I enjoyed cool weather, cold weather, and rainy weather. So this time, I think Bangkok could be a rainy days, but I still enjoy, I'm sure. Yeah. If it's like everyday raining, then I prefer not to have those days. But I like the smell of the rain, especially after the rain. I smell, the nature and grass and the trees, and that's really nice, comforting me. I wish to visit some mountains in Thailand one day, in hiking, but I think that's gonna be like next time. This time, I just mainly enjoy Bangkok. Maybe I will go to Pattaya also to enjoy some beach and seafood. But this time, I just want to explore Bangkok more. Yes. Vicky says, how do you set break-even when you get bad spreads? How do you put break-even as it gets really difficult to trail? Break-even, spread is really, can be very big, especially when there's a big news or depends on which pair you trade. And it depends on which broker you're using, spread can be very wide. With my broker XM Trading, the spread is kind of stable. It's not so big. It's usually 2 or 3 pips, max 4 pips, I would say. So I set break even, and usually it won't be touched on the break even. But if there's a big news, fundamental news, or if it's between Friday night and Monday morning in Forex, then usually spread increase. So you better have enough running pips. Otherwise, I recommend to just exit and take profit and come back after Monday market opening hours. Yeah, spread can be very tricky, yes. Okay. Can you do 100 days forecast with Ichimoku? Yes, yes. There is an example in Ichimoku Basic Masterbook. Okay, so while we wait for Kumo breakout on higher time frame, we look for trend in 4 hour. Yes, that's one of the ways to trade. You look for the Kumo breakout on the weekly and in the weekly or the monthly, and you look for trend in 4 hour or daily time frames. If it's a Forex pair on my watch list, that will be the plan. Yes. Cop says, your indicator works with my Don-chan channel also. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Don-chan is also middle price of certain market time frame. So yes, they are similar. They are similar. RSI or MACD are giving alerts based on divergence comparing price. May I know whether Ichimoku is giving such alerts similar to divergence in RSI or MACD? No, Ichimoku is not oscillator, so it doesn't give you divergence signals. However, like I mentioned today, when the market is overbought, Ichimoku can tell you when it's overbought. And if the market starts to be bearish from overbought price, then you can sell. So it doesn't give you like divergence like MACD, RSI, or stochastic, but Ichimoku tells how the overbought market is forming and how it retraces. It works on any time frames, from weekly, daily, 4 hour, even 1 hour time frame. It works. Yes. Can I trade the 1 hour Ichimoku cloud without doing multi-time frame analysis? Yes, possible. Yes. In fact, lots of examples I shared on YouTube are by 1 hour time frame. I prefer myself to sniper enter, so I use 5-minute time frame. But if 5-minute time frame is too low for you, of course you can trade only 1 hour time frame. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's it for today. And for the rest of the markets, I do analysis on Ichimoku Jissen Community. So if you want to learn more about my strategies or Ichimoku viewpoints, then feel free to join Ichimoku Jissen Community. I cover all the pairs on my watch list, not only the weekly, but also the lower time frame situations. And we also take trades together if there are some nice market situations. So in fact, after this, in about 10 minutes, I do the weekly forecast for Ichimoku Jissen Community and the GTS members. So yeah, I will see you there. But again, the things I mentioned today on YouTube is universal. You can apply to any markets, any time frames. So yeah, please take a look at your own charts after my analysis, and hopefully you can apply the strategy like this way. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a great week this week, and see you on the next one. So till then, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Mata ne. Bye for now.